Hello! Hello, friends. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing good. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving weekend. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, well, then I hope you just had a good weekend. I'm serious. I hope you're all right. Welcome back to Dubster. So, this time I figured we'd do something nice and quick. Just a quick little movie before moving on to the next anime project. And this time it is a Netflix movie, or anime movie, A Whisker Away. Or, oh, Jesus. Nakitai Watashi wa Neko wo Kurumu. Rolls right off the tongue. Yeah, I'll just stick with The Whisker Away, thank you. This movie was produced by Studio Colorido, the same people who are responsible for Burn the Witch, the Bleach pseudo-sequel spin-off series, which makes them awesome in my book. Seriously, Crunchyroll, how have you not simuldubbed that yet? Or dubbed it at all, to be honest. It also was in conjunction with Toho and Twin Engine. The director is Junichi Sato, who has worked on such classics as Sailor Moon and Neon Genesis Aven Jellyfish. Before anyone says anything, did you really not get the joke? I know it's Evangelion. Anyway, this movie came out in June 18th of this year even, and the dub was delayed by a full 10 days till the 28th due to Corona-chan striking. But, yeah, that's basically it for the history of this film. So what is A Whisker Away? Does it have to do with cats? Yes. Is it a romance movie and would I recommend it? Well, long story short, yes. Especially if you're a fan of romance movies or romance anime in general. It seems like something at first that was trying to capitalize on the success of Your Name, but I still feel like this movie stands on its own. Yeah, stands on its own. Wanted to talk. Enough as it is. So let's break it down. First, we have Mio Sasaki, our titular female main, who's having trouble with her family for her father recently divorced and is now moved in with his new second wife, forcing Mio to live through that situation. We then have the male main, Kento Hinode, who is going through his own family situation. You see, his family wants him to inherit the family business and be the big breadwinner of the family because he's the man of the house. So, he's facing pressure on his own end. And of course, I'm sure you all can tell that Mio has a massive crush on Hinode, as it's very evident from the beginning, and is using him as a sort of outlet to get over the trouble she's facing. So she's acting very upbeat and everything like that, like everything's okay, etc. And Hinode is the opposite, where he's acting like a complete dick most of the time. So of course he's gonna have all the fangirls. Now, you might be wondering, where does the cat stuff come in? What makes this movie unique? Because this sounds very cliche, doesn't it? Well, you see, Mio happens to run into someone known as the mask dealer, who offers masks to both humans and cats. Shut up, just deal with it. Anyway, where if a human puts on a mask, they turn into a cat, and if a cat puts on a mask, they turn into a human. So Mio is able to put on a mask, turning into a cat, and get close to Hinode. You see, Hinode is kind of annoyed by Mio's human form, but her cat form, which he doesn't know it's her, is able to get close to him and warm his frozen heart. Because everyone knows that all frozen hearts can melt with a cat. And that's basically the setup of it. She's trying to get close to him while balancing her life as both a human and a cat. Again, it's really bizarre, but just go with it, it's anime. And they're both having to deal with the pressures of their family drama and BS, while Hinode isn't realizing the one person that supports him the most is the one he's most annoyed of, as is often the case in these situations. I delve into more, but there's obviously spoiler territory. I'm sure you all can gather with the magical mask dealer that he too is very shady and kind of a dick, and yes, becoming a cat might seem like the best way to get close to her significant other, but Mio has no idea how stupid she's really being with this, thinking that everything is all good in the hood with all that. Now, moving on from that, let's get to the animation. So, the animation everyone says is absolutely amazing, which doesn't surprise me since, again, it's about an hour and 40-minute movie, so of course it wouldn't be constrained to the trappings of episodic anime. Damn right the animation has to be good, or people will get mad. As far as the music, I thought it was alright. Nothing amazingly standout-ish. But now, let's move into why this is called Dubster Dive, and this has a cast that I'm pretty sure everyone would recognize by now. First, our titular main, Mio, who's very hyperactive, outgoing, and even at times flirtatious. Mio Sasaki is voiced by Jeremy Lee. Again. Damn it, why do you at everything? Okay, so Jeremy Lee, as we've talked about before, has been in High School Girl, Backstreet Girls. She's Lucy from Fairy Tail. Hell, we just talked about her recently in Hellgirl. She's been in a lot. Fortunately, though, much like Jeremy Lee's other roles, she does an amazing performance here. I should note that Mio's nickname is also Muge, meaning infinitely mysterious, but I don't understand why. Sometimes the characters will call her that, other times they won't. It's a little inconsistent, but that's just me. Next, we have Hinode, voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. Yes, speaking of people we've talked about numerous times here, Ichigo from Bleach, and Nero from Devil May Cry, and I guess a few other shows too. But do I really need to say any more than that? After that, we have the Mask Dealer, or Cat Store Dealer, as it's listed on, or Cat Store Keeper, as it's listed on the voice cast, which they don't even call him that in the movie. Anyway, voiced by Keith Silverstein, and I'm gonna be honest, he does an amazing performance at this. No joke. You can tell he's having a hell of a time with this role. There are even moments where you get to hear him sing like a goofy idiot, and it's fantastic. I guess after him, like, these three would probably be the titular mains. The rest would all be major recurring. So let's quickly run through them before I give any spoilers on actual dubbed scenes and what I thought of them. Next, we have Yoriko, or Mio's best friend, voiced by Erica Harlocker. Hey, another person from Backstreet Girls. And she's also Best Girl from High School Girl, or Hidaka, for those who haven't seen that series. Go watch it, it's good. But anyways, she does a great job as Yoriko, I feel. She, you can tell she genuinely cares for Mio during the more, I guess you'd call it heart-wrenching scenes. Afterwards, we have... what is with these names, man? Kaoru. That one wasn't too bad. Or Mio's stepmom, voiced by Laura Post, who we've also briefly touched upon here before, an isekai cheat magician. Oh, never wanted to be reminded of that piece of shit. She's also R4 in the Neptunia franchise, or Diana in Little Witch Academia. That's a show we should cover here at some point. And again, you can tell that she put in grade A effort into this role, having to deal with the whole thing of, you know, taking over as someone's mom must have been difficult, and you really get that from her performance with what few scenes she's in. After her, we have Yoji Sasaki, or Mio's dad, voiced by Todd Abercorn! Yes! Everyone loves Todd Abercorn, and it wouldn't be a Jeremy Lee dub without him, now would it? No, seriously, these two are always cast together. We've always talked about him at some point. You know, he was one of the twins in Saint Seiya Lost Canvas. Natsu from Fairy Tail. I don't think I need to say any more than that. Moving on from then, let's move over to Hinode's family, or Johnny Ambosh's family. First, we have Kenzo Hinode, or the grandfather, voiced by Kirk Thornton. Oh hey, it's you from Seven Deadly Sins! As well as Shadow the Hedgehog from the later Sonic games. I'm still not going to get used to that. I'm sorry. We also have... I think he did a great job. The problem is he's another one that wasn't in this movie much. That's why I'm rushing through some of these, because a lot of these weren't in the movie very much, but from what they were given, I think they did a good job. We also have Yumi Hinode, who is JYB's sister, voiced by Christina V, who is, of course, double casted as several ad voices. Why wouldn't she be? We've talked about Christina V numerous times here as well. She's voiced in High Score Girl, and oh my gosh, like, what the hell else has she not been in at this point? Seriously, she's everywhere. Though the role I know her most as right away is Noelle from Blaze Blue, or Kappa from the Neptunia franchise. Again, this role is your typical Christina V role. What I mean is it's basically typecasting for her. So, she does alright with what she's given. Next, we have Sachiko Hinode, who I think is JYB's mother? I don't know, it wasn't made very clear on this one. But she's voiced by Kira Buckland, who we've also covered here before. I'm trying to think of her most famous roles off the top of my head. But either way, Kira Buckland, she does a fantastic job as her either. She's basically playing the overbearing parent or I guess, guardian. I'm not even sure on that. I know, I failed you. I apologize. But yeah, Kira Buckland, let's see, Kurumi from Danganronpa, that's something I know her from right away. But, yeah, Seven Deadly Sins, she's been in a bunch of shit. Again, she did a good job playing the overbearing guardian, but that's like saying, yes, you did a good job at playing a cunt. Good for you. Rounding out the cast, you have Bryce Papenbrook playing a couple of people. You have both Griffins, Griffin Bird and... Yeah, Griffin Bird. Griffin Birds and Griffin Puitu. You also have Reba Bjor, who we've talked about before from High School Girl. And... Oh, geez. Not you again. We also have Gene Starlin, or Robert Buchholz? Bob Buchholz? I'm never going to pronounce his last name correctly. As far as the ADR director, it was done by Megan Buchholz. Damn it, why? In any event, like I said, this was a really, really solid English dub. I feel everyone did a great job with what they were given. Especially Mio and Hinode, Johnny Ambosh and Shermie Lee, respectively, and Keith Silverstein. The three of them basically had to carry this film since they're the central characters, and I felt they did a fantastic job. Shermie Lee, in particular, had one of the best scenes I've heard her voice in all year. Full stop. I won't spoil much. I'll just say it's a scene where Mio... The stress finally gets to her and she snaps and has a bit of a nervous breakdown. That's all I'm going to say. And the way Shermie Lee carries it, it is fan-fucking-tastic. And Johnny Ambosh needs no introduction. Everyone knows he's a great voice actor. So, in closing, do I think you should watch this movie? Yes. Especially if you're a fan of romance. I give it a solid B-. And I feel it's a perfect movie for the whole holiday season thing. Is it holiday themed? Not really, but I don't know. It felt like a movie. The themes of having to basically accept oneself and not pretend to be something you're not, I felt worked decently well for the most part. Of course, there are a few nitpicks. Get to those here in a second. But if you still want to see this movie, it's on Netflix, and like I said, go give it a shot. Now, for the quick spoilers, I won't keep you guys here too long. I'm just going to say one scene in particular that really pissed me off. So, spoiler time. It's when Mio writes a love letter for Hinode, and she brings it with her to school, right? The class. And Bryce, or Hinode's friend, I can't even remember the dude's name. Bryce's character, one of his characters, because he voices two of them, steals the letter from her and reads it out loud in front of the class, thinking he's going to be funny. You know, basically being a massive prick. And Hinode gets mad at Mio for this. yelling at her for embarrassing him, blaming her, saying it's your fault. How could you um, say something like this in front of the whole class? Like, and it just makes you think, what? That wasn't her. Yeah, she wrote it, but the one who read it out loud was the dick you hang around with. So, I don't know. Of course, Yoriko, or Erica's character, did punch Bryce after the scene or hit him, and that was pretty satisfying. But, yeah, I guess you could say it was the whole thing of tensions running high, because at this point, Hinode was going through a lot of stress, so he just finally snapped. And, the whole teenage angst thing. But still, I felt like that situation could have been handled a little better. I mean, Mio could have read it out loud in front of the class to begin with, being as how she's demonstrated that she lets her emotions guide her, especially when it's in love of Hinode. So I feel like if she had done that, you would have had the same result of the scene without making Hinode look like a complete cunt. And I know some people find Mio a bit overbearing from what I've seen online, but again, whole running on emotion, teenage angst thing. I guess it's that whole thing of where I could see some people having a problem with it, but she didn't grate on me that much. Then again, it usually takes a lot to annoy me. Or does it? I'll leave you to decide. That being said, I still really enjoyed this movie. The ending was a little bizarre with the whole cat stuff, but I don't want to go any farther in case people stayed behind for spoilers, because it's one of those things where it feels so anime and stupid over the top, but it was great. It was just a fun, entertaining movie. I thought it was alright. Anyway, not going to stay here and ramble too much longer. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of A Whisker Away, or tell me what you thought of it. Whatever. And hey, if you enjoyed this, then let us know down below anything else you want us to cover, and maybe we'll do it at some point. But yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and yeah. Till next time, guys. I'll see you later. Bye!